Welcome back. The doctor is in. Today, I'm talking about writing the BattleTech PDF product, Historical Turning Points, Antallos. This product had an interesting genesis, and I wanted to discuss how I came up with the idea and how I went ahead and put together the campaign and the tracks and everything. So first, I want to talk about where I got the idea. In 2005, a book called Dawn of the Jihad came out. And what I've got here on the screen are two mentions in that book that covered the clan Snow Raven attacking the world of Antallos to eliminate the pirates there. I've cut a paragraph from one page, and it's in the top left corner, and it says that the Snow Ravens went on something of a rampage on 3 worlds after dealing with Antallos. And then a little bit later in the book, the gray portion, so basically the bulk of what I'm showing you on the right, details the arrival of the Snow Ravens in the Antallos system. And this was really all that existed in regards to the Snow Ravens assaulting Antallos. And I wanted to flesh this out. However, it takes a little bit of imagination. I had to come up with a spark that would be sufficient to bring the Ravens to Antallos in force for more than just a raid. So the campaign page, which is the cleansing of Antallos, details how one of the pirates that made their base on Antallos conducted a heavy raid on Prentice Prime, which is in the Outworlds Alliance. By this time in BattleTech's story, the Snow Ravens had relocated from clan space to the Outworlds Alliance, and it was now called the Raven Alliance. And one of those worlds had been assaulted by this pirate group. And I came up with that as a reason to drive the Snow Ravens into such a fury that they attacked Antallos with the intention of eliminating the pirates permanently. And the rest of this covers the process of them exterminating the pirates on Antallos, so I won't go much more into the campaign page. I will, however, go on and talk about the fiction. I wanted to highlight a little bit, and the fiction was the first thing I wrote for this. I wanted to have the clan forces playing a bit of a cat and mouse game with the pirates. So the pirates have dealt with punitive raids in the past, and they have traps prepared, and they have all these tactics that they've employed to drive off attackers in the past. And I wanted to convey that the Snow Ravens didn't care. They were not there to play games, so they were driving one of the pirates into leading them into these ambushes. They wanted to be ambushed because that was the only way they could get the pirates to engage them. So I have a star of clanners pursuing a group of pirates who get whittled down as they flee, but they allow one to escape so that he can keep leading them into more ambushes so they can kill more pirates. Instead of stumbling blindly, they are encouraging him to lead them to his comrades. I thought that was an interesting twist. It's not something we've really seen in a turning point, so I was trying to throw something a little innovative in there while illustrating how bloodthirsty the Snow Ravens were at this point. So part of, and I'll throw a couple things up here, part of telling the story of this entire cleansing of Antallos requires putting the tracks together in such a way that the players can recreate the entire story. And since this took place over a very short period of time, it meant that I didn't need to skip large gaps in time. I could compress everything into the tracks that I would present and cover the entirety of the Snow Raven invasion and cleansing of Antallos. So what we've got on top was track 1. This is the raid on the Outworlds Alliance planet that enraged the Snow Ravens to generate or to motivate them to go to Antallos and clean it out. So in this case, the players get to be the cause of their own misery later. The unkindness in space is the same date as the sidebar that I showed you earlier. So this was the day that the Snow Ravens arrived. And of course, the collective noun for a group of ravens is called an unkindness. And it was inevitable I was going to work that into the book somewhere. I put it into a track because I really like the sound of it. And this covers the aerospace arrival as the Snow Ravens are heading towards the world, and they need to clear the path, to clear the space lanes, basically, which is essentially what was detailed in that sidebar that I showed you from Dawn of the Jihad. So, let's clear those out of the way. The next tracks cover the initial landings and consolidation of the Snow Ravens. And what's interesting, and one of the spins I liked putting on this, is that pirates are usually the ones who go out and raid worlds and then escape. Here, they are on the defensive, and that's not something pirates typically are able to handle. So that's one of the aspects of this product that appealed to me. I wanted to put them into the role that they normally put their victims into as they are being assaulted by the Snow Ravens. And so we were advancing a little bit in time. So then we've got track 5, Turn Out the Dark. So this is November 13th. So this is 10 days after the Snow Raven arrival. And the previous track was a really large battle. In fact, I note here that it was the largest single battle ever fought on the world. And how the Snow Ravens, because of superior technology and fewer units to have to repair, they're ready to go again sooner than the pirates. So we've got another unanticipated situation that the pirates have to deal with. And then, of course, Payback's a Bitch. This is on the 15th of November, so 2 days later, and what we have is the Snow Ravens are taking out the pirate groups one by one, because the pirates are not unified, they're all independent, and the Snow Ravens are taking advantage of that fact. And now we're about to wrap things up, as things just get worse and worse for the pirates. So What a Beautiful Brawl. I like the title of that. That actually comes from the Disney Robin Hood animated movie, which is the best Robin Hood that's ever been made, followed very closely by Men in Tights, but that's a bit of a digression. So what happened is the pirates called for help, and a jump ship arrives, and the pirates are trying to escape. But there are only so many docking collars on the jump ship. So the the various pirate dropships are fighting each other in a race to try to dock first so that they can get out and escape the Snow Ravens. Again, this is something that hasn't really been done. It struck me as fun. It lets people play at one of the space battles with a unique aspect to it. And finally, Showdown is the final battle for Antallos, where everything has built to a single massive battle as the Snow Ravens return to Port Kryn, which is the largest of the city-states of Antallos, where Vance Rezak, the most powerful pirate, with his band of the damned, have holed up, and it's just a slog. Everybody is taking no quarter. They're fighting to the death. They want to kill the other guys. And so that's how I went about this. I took a small reference, almost a throwaway reference, in a single product years before, in fact 7 years before, that had never really been given any attention beyond that. And from that small reference, I built an entire product. I fleshed out the reason that the Snow Ravens showed up. I covered their arrival through all the various battles with the different pirate bands, through the desperate attempt to escape on the pirates' part, and finally the ultimate battle that finishes off the pirates and leaves Antallos fully in the hands of the Snow Ravens. So that's how I went about creating this particular product. I came up with the idea for it. I pitched it. Ben Rome, who was in charge of the Turning Points line, he liked it and greenlit the project. This was the first time where I completely came up with the idea on my own and sold the idea and put together the product from scratch. And all of it came from a single, almost forgotten reference to a battle on a periphery world where the pirates got wiped out. So whether or not you like the clans, whether or not you like pirates, you may say the good guys won or the good guys lost. That's certainly your decision to make, and that's one of the lovely ambiguities about the BattleTech universe. But that's all I really have to say about HTP Antallos. It was a really fun project to put together. I enjoyed writing it. I love it, reading it now. It gives me the same feeling of accomplishment as when I put it together in the first place. But some of the other things I've done outside of BattleTech, I write fiction. My newest book, Cats of War 2, it's exclusively on Amazon. There's a link down below the video. If you check it out, I really hope you'll let me know what you think. It's 4 original tales, military fantasy, military science fiction with a feline twist. It's a novel-length book, so you're going to get your money's worth. It's available in paperback for $10, Kindle for $3, and if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free to read. And that's all I've got for now. The Doctor is out.